Mr. President, today the Senate declined to vote on whether or not to recess. Someone said the Republicans blocked the Senate from recessing. That's not correct. Republicans wrote a letter to the majority leader and said we should not recess until we have plans set forth and begin to take action to deal with the budget that we have not passed that's required by law to be passed. That's what was done. And so when it came down to the moment to move to recess and vote to recess, as we're required to do, to have a recess, the unanimous consent or an actual vote, the majority leader chose not to vote. I guess he wanted to protect his members from having to actually be recorded voting to recess this body when we haven't done our work. Congress doesn't go to jail if it's not passed. I will acknowledge there's no fine. Perhaps there should have been. Congress writes laws, I guess so. They make sure that no consequences occur when they apply to them and they don't comply with their duty. And we all better be sure that we've tried to respond faithfully to the challenges America faces. So I would say, Mr. President, that what has happened this week is a mockery, a sham, a joke. We had 4 votes yesterday, each one of them carefully, sophisticatedly structured to fail. The one that failed the biggest, of course, was President Obama's budget, which got 0 votes, voted down unanimously by this body. It was all designed to suggest that it's impossible for the Senate to pass a budget. But a Senate doesn't even require a supermajority to pass a budget. Under this Budget Act that we have, it provides that it gets preference. It has to be brought up promptly, and it can be passed with a simple majority. The Democratic majority, like Republican majorities in the past, have to choose. Will they seek to pass a budget that has broad support of both parties, or will they simply use their majority and pass their budget? You should do one or the other. A good bipartisan budget is always possible, but preferable, but sometimes we have different opinions. And so if you have a different view from the other party and you can't reach an agreement, you have a majority, you pass your budget. A budget sets forth your vision for the future. It tells how much you want to cut taxes or raise taxes. It tells how much you want to raise spending or reduce spending. It says how much debt you expect to accumulate over the years to come, or whether or not you would reach a surplus or a balanced budget. That's what a budget does. And you know, it holds you accountable. You have to defend it. You have to say what it is. And one thing I've been proud about the Republicans over in the House, they met their duty, they produced a budget, and they prepared to defend it. Congressman Ron knows what he's talking about. He's worked on that budget, and he's prepared to defend it. It's been terribly misrepresented, but he's prepared to defend it and explain it and talk to anyone about it. But if our colleagues in the Senate fail to produce a budget, don't produce one at all, it's kind of hard to hold them to account, isn't it? So that's why it's pretty clear that Senator Reid said, why, it's foolish for us to have a budget. It's foolish for us to have a budget because, you know, we would then be in a position to be held accountable. Was he talking about foolish for America to have a budget? Was he expressing a view that it's better for America that we have a budget? No, when he said it's foolish for us to produce a democratic budget, he was talking purely politically. Purely politically. He was saying we think it's smart politics for us not to put our neck on the line, to actually expose to the American people what we believe in. We would rather be in a position to criticize those people in the House who actually had the gumption, I guess he would say, the foolish sense to pass a budget and tell the American people what they think. Many have criticized President Bush, and so did I, for that $450 billion budget deficit he produced. I thought it was a stunning number. You know, since President Obama has been president, the budget deficits have been $1,200 billion, $1,300 billion, and this year, by September 30th, is projected to be about $1,500 billion. We take in $2.2 trillion this year, we expect, and we will spend $3.7 trillion. This matter is not over. We're in a long-term battle for the future of America. We're in a long-term battle for the financial security of our nation.